That's what that is.
Yeah,
Who can teach it all?
yeah, exactly. I'll go along with that.
So he's in a good mood now because he's got
Hey, that's right.
Set the tone.
Yeah.
fancy.
hey.
Oh,
He's not a white person up there.
Was surprising to me.
Interesting that we're actually making less money this year because of the difference in pay, is because the difference in the number of paychecks.
yes. So, so last year was based on 27. This is based on 26. So you had an entire expectation.
But it can't be true for everyone that they're actually making less. It's probably only us, because our salary is so low.
No, it's everybody because once it's annualized, it's everyone because it's like you added up 26 paychecks.
I guess I was thinking
Instead
that
of
with like
27.
3%, if it was like, so if your salary was already like 50, it would be closer, like it would be less negligible than like if it was 10,000. I don't know why I thought.
So then in effect, people are making less with a 3% increase.
They're not though.
Yeah, they're not.
It's minus that
They're not
one,
per paycheck.
Yeah.
right?
Right, and
It's
that's what,
just
that's
that,
all it
it's
is.
that annualized number. So
Yeah, annually, they're making less.
No,
no.
but it's just divided differently, so.
It's just, every once in a while, you'll have a year that has 27 payrolls in it. So
Right.
yes, I guess annually you would make more that
And-
money
Yeah,
or
and,
more that year.
and annually, they're gonna make, for 2026 annually. they're
Or
gonna
if
make
you
less.
count up 27,
We don't just do 27 and divide the annual number by 27.
No, because it's where the
No.
pay, where your
No.
pay falls.
no.
So like if there's a payroll falls
They
on
get-
January 2nd, and then
Your
there,
But
payroll,
then when the accounting software cut it off there and then pick up. the
No.
other solid, then the-
No, for
No.
2025.
it doesn't happen that often.
Extra paycheck, so we're making more money. If there were no increases next year for payroll, we would make less money in 2026.
Because there's one less.
Just 26 times as compared
I
to
feel like-
27 times.
18 years, 17, that's the first time I've ever.
seen that.
Because you've never looked at yourself that
That's right.
way.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever look at themselves that
No.
way.
No.
The only way you might notice something like that is if you are somebody who's really into taxes
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
you really want to dissect your W-2.
But if you were salaried, would it be different?
No, because your salary is still going to be based on a 52-week year, so based on 26 pay periods
So you made extra last
and
year.
divided out.
That's the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
See, now I knew why you got more cars last year.
No, I sold one.
Oh,
okay?
no, I thought times were tough, but you actually more money.
I'm looking, I'm
Well, you
looking.
can't have too many cars.
That's right. She knows.
Cars, plants, and throw blankets.
So I'm assuming you're hearing this from a lot of people. About that they're making less this year even.
How are they? No, I've only heard that from one person.
Yeah, why
From
would
Lori.
you, why you make the same every two?
Yes,
Well, you're gonna get a 3% increase.
it just depends on what
Yeah,
you got an extra pay period, just
that's all it
one
was.
with it.
If we knew that there was an extra paycheck, could we have adjusted the calculation?
No, because-
No,
No, that'd be the wrong thing to do because then you are depleting there.
yeah, that's just the way it works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just seems,
I'm not gonna pretend I fully understand.
I try to go down the sort of a road of logic, and it always gets mad, I'm like, no, you can't.
I'll,
I'm just like, I'll give it up.
I'll try and figure out a different way to like map that forward.
You just get an extra, you get an extra paycheck.
But did they actually
I've
get
never
paid
heard-
more?
Annually, yes,
Not really.
yes, they
But
did.
then,
No,
they
you're-
did-
this is,
Yes, they did.
we can't like really.
We are in that, I should say,
No,
we actually.
Because
get
so
paid.
here's the thing,
Alright,
so.
I'm gonna be annoying, so.
So let's say at the beginning of the year, like January 2nd, you got a paycheck. It's really from the year previous.
Yeah.
But it's going to count in this year,
Yeah,
which is going to knock everything off. So really it adds a 27
That paycheck.
paycheck. That check was really for the year prior.
Yeah, so that's what would happen, right? There was a paycheck at
Yeah.
the very beginning or the one at the very end.
Yes, that's exactly.
Okay.
So it evens out dollar wise the next year.
For the previous year. whoever
Just,
happened.
it's because payroll hits the books on the day that payroll is paid,
Yeah.
not when it's.
Jason, you just missed the explanation for chatting.
All right,
So don't ask any questions.
We were talking about beer.
yeah, well, can you give me like the quicker version of what you just said?
You were chatting.
No, don't tell me. You're control her. She can do what she wants.
Second option?
No, it's not gonna
You
get.
should have a.
I can get
I do what I want, so we can have that. Like, if at the beginning of the year, let's say you got a paycheck January 2nd,
Mhm,
that was for the year before,
yes,
but it got recorded in the books for that next year.
okay,
Even though
So
the work was
essentially,
before.
you should have gotten that paycheck the year before,
yes,
but
That's
you
why
got
you
it
get
this
your
year,
first
that's why
paycheck.
27 paychecks count in
Even
that.
though it's.
calendar year.
that's what I thought, it was like, because you work in
That's why
the fiscal year,
It's
but got paid out
Whatever that
in the
is.
following.
Yes, because the payroll hits the books when it
I
gets
came
paid.
up
Yes.
many years ago.
So-
I go, wait a minute, this was for last year.
Sometimes it'll just hit even though it wasn't
When-
for that
when the
period,
check
that's
is
when
written.
it hit the books.
Sounds good.
Who's on for today, Amy?
Dean.
Dean,
Okay,
but he may not be until 4.
Oh,
so
that's
we can
fine.
chat.
okay.
Alright, so going back to
We are live.
payroll here,
We
so.
are live.
We are kind of, this is a little bit back, not backwards, but it's like in a different structure, right? Cause it's, the first column is 26.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I do. I hate that.
And so.
I hate the old first, and I did do that automatically.
First column is 26, and what we're more probably comparing it to is the one that's right next to it, right? 'Cause
Yes.
that's 25. So the difference is 32 to 29. Oh, you actually have it, you put it at the bottom too, though, so I don't have to go all the way back to the top. It's right
Yes, I
there.
did.
I didn't have to do all
I hate
that.
having to go back like that.
Okay, so if we're jotting down numbers, that's a difference of,
300,000?
No, 18 plus 276. 3/4.
Yeah.
So,
300,000, isn't that what Derek said?
Well,
rounding.
yeah.
No, split some papers.
Yes,
And then if we give everyone the raises they ask for, it goes to 3,276.
So you're looking at 28? No, 18,000.
and this is, and this is including the
Raises.
This-
raises, but then the sort of the proposed what you wanted for the core 4.
The regular,
It's just
the grand total request includes that core 3%.
But not the above and beyond.
And then if you look underneath is where the,
Yes,
Go down, there's like a little thing right there.
Okay,
Can you show?
yeah, I got it. It's only 18 more.
I'm not sending Bill again.
everyone be nice with each other.
That's why I had the Excel, so I can just type in stuff and then search it.
I can't.
oh, your turn with that cold that's going around?
Yeah, I went to the doctors today and they gave me I went to try to get the meds, so there's like.
Brad's was getting like 4 guys back,
I've had it for 2.5 weeks.
really?
Yeah,
Well-
I
Gotta get a
so-
Get your flu shot yet?
Yeah, I did last Sunday.
Gonna sit.
Well, I'm not contagious, I just my cough's.
I always wait till November.
I tell you, in the September.
That's super annoying.
It's a,
Okay,
That's what my wife told me.
I live with a 9-year-old. It's like having a petri dish. You're
Oh,
living-
7 to 3, and I teach, so I was like.
Dick, now that you see what Shannon's dollar amount equates to,
Yes,
do you have any different feelings?
no,
Yeah, we should just use the positions.
no, it's
Okay.
it's percentage.
Okay.
It's performance.
and it,
I can be outvoted, I know that.
Is there something else we wanted to move to, are we waiting for Dean, or do we wanna keep talking about? salaries?
Oh, you shouldn't have said the name.
I know, Jason just said that, I said.
Oh, that was. That's the bad ear, no, it's not.
or Well, for now, I think everything is in front of us, so that's good.
Hmm.
It'll be one of those last minute things we come back to.
Yeah, I feel like we always wait on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
much we can give.
Where would you like to go next? So Dean before he gets here or
Oh,
no?
I was gonna say Big Z's.
Yeah.
I got a bottle of it, I'll bring it in. Derek and I both like it, so.
Let's.
I don't know where you guys normally
Well,
go
before
next.
Dean gets here, let me bring up that we're still very efficient in how we compensate judges. I can tell you that.
That's right.
I do know he's going to bring that up.
Yeah, and I think we're currently, without looking, we're between 16 and 17 dollars. And I know we've got to get to 20,
Okay,
because there are a few places in the county that are 22 to 25 for their judges.
And are they equal, lower, or above the volume that we do?
Well, in the case of, this is one exception that is our friend Jim Monty and Lewis, because 81 runs right through the town of Lewis, their courts are very busy.
okay,
Because that's a huge revenue base for the town of Lewis. They park the state police right out there, that's just like opening up a money machine.
yeah,
I thought you were gonna say because of all the drugs.
Well,
No way you're going
Doesn't-
to that.
That's like going to Route
don't the
three.
drugs follow the money? Yeah. Are we being recorded?
yes, we are.
Iced coffee.
Yeah, she's
They
saying,
have that at this Stewart's?
Yeah, you have to ask for it at like the ice cream station. And actually, iced coffee at that Stewart's has sugar in it, you have to get the cold brew, which is unsweetened.
Okay.
Insider's knowledge.
you don't get the sugar.
I don't know.
Don't you
She's
think
sweet
we
enough,
from time to time?
I put a
I'm glad
little
you
bit of
said
like
it.
sweet creamer in it, but I
You
don't
can't
like
have
the
to
Little
sweet-
soda,
Yeah.
like the South Sweet Tea.
No.
All right, so. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, but kind of before Dean does.
Yeah.
Because. We are very deficient judges,
Oh,
as you
yeah.
well know.
Yeah.
He'll be talking about that as well. We do have the ability, Carol Hayes came to see me. She has an interest
Oh,
in becoming a judge.
Okay,
But she still wants to finish out what she's doing at the county.
maybe, so she's still doing that,
Yeah,
okay,
and she needs till like June or July,
okay,
and that might be a retirement age for her. I don't know what the deal is.
could be,
But in the meantime, you see, we were kind of worried that any write-in person could basically get elected easy. We had that David Lally,
yes.
that was the
I know,
parking
yeah,
meter
Yeah,
guy
I know, Dave,
that wanted to be judged in the worst way, but he doesn't live here.
right,
And I can't get permanent status from the state for, I can't even have the state recognize a non-town resident being elected.
okay. So,
I could get a temporary thing for him, but that wouldn't satisfy
no,
him.
no,
He wasn't satisfied with any of my answers, and it took weeks to get Roy Holzer to give us a decision.
Why was it Roy? Is it Republican?
Department of Elections, he's the Republican one, yeah, I mean, he worked with, oh my God, I forgot her name, our Democratic.
Mary McGowan.
Mary, and together they've got all this information together. Anyway, in the meantime, Frankie and the Moonlighter, something else, he's the judge in St. Arden. He's agreed to help out.
oh, Frank Whitelock,
Frank, yeah.
okay,
Yeah, so we do have a path forward. Dean said if we really got in problem. He would serve temporarily, but he's been trying to
oh, yeah,
retire for so long, I wouldn't have the heart to do that to him. Plus, he's probably still. pissed off.
We can look at the health insurance, we can look at the funding requests. I have some questions there.
Yeah, I was looking at revenue, but we can go to something less, I mean, just because this is like joyful, but we can go to
We can look at
something.
revenue.
I have to sign something for the village that lost their thing at 4, so I'll disappear just for a minute to come back.
We know let's go to health insurance, but that's probably somewhat concise.
Yeah, we're looking at 9 or 10% this year. Which numbers help?
5. No, 4,
9%,
5%, 10%.
10%.
And this is with almost everyone on the.
Yeah, what's-
What's it called, plan?
This is, we have most people on the bronze plan.
Okay, good. Cause that's what that's what we're shooting for.
And actually, if you wanna. Move this out, I can do the same comparison to 2025 that I did. With the payroll,
Just to see the change, you mean?
just to see the.
Because
difference.
this does not have a change.
I'll need help with this just to understand. Do we still have home health savings or whatever the program is called?
HSA,
HSA.
that's it, that's your health
Yes,
savings.
so
Health
you
savings,
have-
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep, you're top of the list today.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right, Randall, a lot has changed, we still can't have a short conversation.
You're on top of the list, we won't say what list.
Yeah.
How are you? Hey,
Sure, nice to meet you.
Amy,
Yes.
nice to meet you, Amy.
I'm sorry, forget my manners on introducing.
Oh, that's okay,
Yeah.
we always figure we know everybody. Can't get my color on. I'm an old
I was
man.
gonna say, that's an age thing. I can identify it.
Hey.
What number are we going to, Amy? For 4, did you say? No, 5? No,
1 is where the budget is.
yeah,
What page?
I don't have realized yet, we have no idea where we're going.
Yeah,
Page 2.
page 2. Top or bottom, no, just kidding.
Well, it's on the second half of the bottom half of the page.
Oh, thank
It
you.
literally says municipal court.
that's an easy one.
There you go, and it's not that big a budget, I just
I
have
can't bring it down anymore.
just 2 things that would affect maybe this year, and some things to consider in the future. So the first thing I wanted to point out was last year, and you remember, Derek, and probably, well, I don't know, institutional memories are different. But we had Jen on a 2-year project.
Right,
And so the first thing, I don't really know what the numbers are, but I thought the first thing I should do is remind you that particular increase is going to be more than the normal increase, whatever the employees get, and hope you're still planning on that, because that's, I think, what we promised her at that
Yeah.
point. And that's the big issue, is to make sure that that's there, but I'm glad that is. I'll report back to Jen that
Remind us what it was.
I don't have the specifics. I don't know if I ever did have the specifics, to tell you the truth. But
It
it
was
was,
to match Victoria,
yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah.
And it was to match Victoria within 2 years, and
Yes.
this would be the end, this
It
would
would be the
next.
second bump, the second and final bump. You got halfway there last year and halfway there.
we incremented it last year,
Yeah. Yeah, we said
Split
that.
it.
So,
Yeah.
and that was the goal. I don't know what the numbers were, but then they're gonna change, obviously.
I think it was like $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And there are other things that are part of that too.
She is the village, so this she's the exact counterpart for
Yeah.
our village.
I'll find out what that number is.
And there are some other justifications for that. I mean, she's done the record retentions thing. She's got some new files. There's a lot of new state things, in terms of stopping and
listen,
that she's doing that a lot of other court clerks are not doing. And so just keep that in mind. I know we're not a revenue making process for you guys, but
no, but in order to hold any kind of justice court in comparison with all the way around us, and listen, I'm gonna take just the peace of mind in that hallway is worth everything we've been through.
okay. Well, I don't want to go too much into that,
No,
but the second, if we're clear on that, you're gonna figure out and take care of everything.
right,
Yeah,
The other thing that's this year is, and there are, I think she told you there. I have the numbers here, a couple of storage cabinets. which strangely enough are linked with separation. We used to have a separate area for conferences,
right.
and I know we impacted you guys a lot during Thursday. And I didn't know what to do. Our clientele is what our clientele is.
Right,
And the jail really takes up this room. We use our room then for a conference, which means that we need to make sure that all our files are, you can't see them.
and secure.
And secure, so that's what those cabinets are basically. So, and I'm bringing that out because at the end of my tenure, the one regret and I tried three times to consolidate the court. It's little stuff like this, having the conference room, it's just, there's so many little things that would be a lot better if we did it. And I know it's not your choice, I just wanted to say that so that as you move forward, when you
Right.
hear it's gonna happen, at some point in time, when you hear that, yeah, there's a lot of little things that you can't put your finger on that really become a lot more effective and efficient if we had one out.
Yeah.
I've never won.
And
I lost.
it isn't because of support on the town side for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what's there going on. At some point in time, it's going to make sense there too, because of the longer range things.
We're just gonna dissolve the village.
What's that?
We're just gonna dissolve the
We,
village,
we looked at
the
that.
entire village, not just.
We can't, but the voters could be inspired. to
We
do
looked
that.
at co-terminus, we looked at all kinds of things. The big impact was on the police department. Town that road, we didn't want to take it. Well, I remember the
The voters
meetings.
didn't really want to go. I mean,
It still is they still hinge it on the police department and then a little bit.
No, it just has.
Well, they all. I talked to, then it was, for. There was chief.
Scott,
Yeah, Scott, and we worked out, response times to make it out way out by Stevenson Cottage.
right,
Not that bad.
Right.
They'd still beat the state.
yeah,
It's the stuff issue is what they're.
Yeah, and we had all the money and there's some grants. I mean, we went down that road pretty far. The other issue is fire districts. Tend to be a lot more expensive because you create a fire district.
right,
And those guys are kind of, if you look at the state where they have a fire district, it's much more expensive than when the village runs it. Because there's no oversight, I think, I don't know what it is, but.
they create their own administration.
And the town gives money.
Yeah, and then you just say, well, more.
For that.
So the other thing to consider is you lose control of, those are the two things we found. I still think it'd be worthwhile to do it, but those are the two. The municipal electric was out there. Those are the two we found when we did, been involved in a number of studies.
I have as well.
Yeah,
Certainly. side.
yeah,
And the other thing is that the village has a lot of debt, and that's like an issue, but state has a program that would pay the debt.
yeah,
State doesn't want stupid villages either.
yeah.
So there's all,
Yeah.
they're losing all their arguments.
And here, and so, speaking of that,
Not pen anyway.
which segues.
Here we go.
Because as you know, I plan to retire. We're having trouble finding someone. I'm not sure it really deals with compensation. I don't know, I get it. I think I take home about 12, so I'm assuming it's 16. I did the research. I went to all the internet sites. Well, some of them are blank, including North Alba, because when you put yours up, it's like St. Armand, they put on the court clerk and the judge salary are just in personnel. So I can't suss out how much an individual justice gets paid, because ours is one line item. It's Jen and John, and I don't know who gets what. And so there's a bunch here where you don't see any numbers, because I went online and they did it like North Alba. Ones that I have are ones that have Justice A, Justice B, Justice 1, Justice 2.
You really, a judge of justice in Ticonderoga gets paid 26?
Yes,
How many justices do that?
plus they do $8,000 for a security officer.
Yeah,
And is that because Ty is just has a very active court because of their population?
I is the busiest in the county. North Alba, if you take North Alba and Lake Placid together, we're second. North Alba's a little bit of, we're still a little behind. But we have more cases, a few more cases in the
I
village.
also hear Lewis is
Lewis is growing,
because of the Northway.
yeah,
It's like they park up there It's like an automatic revenue.
Well, as you know, they made it so you can only get $3 per capita. So once I do more than $16,000 of fines for speeding, the rest all goes to the state. So it's not, but they do Newcomb,
They limit out.
yeah, and Newcomb is another one, I think. But traffic doesn't, where you lose money is a criminal case, because you spend a lot of time, a lot of resources, and guys, you don't get any money out of them.
Right.
And so if you look at the justice system, financial issue, that's where you end up.
Kind of where we're going with this conversation is, I feel we need to move toward $20,000.
You know, I never really pushed for it. I just felt it was social, it's my civic duty to do it, and I also felt, I understand, you're not my boss, my friends and neighbors are my boss. I never wanted to ask them. You can't say, I felt the same way at
If you
school,
can't
but if you
feel-
can't get anybody, then you gotta do it. You
Right.
gotta do it. Gotta have it. I would think, quite frankly, it's not the money, it's the hourly rate. I do 20, if I'm working my own shift for a long time, but if I work my own shift, it's 25 hours a month, and it's not bad money. It's the inconvenience.
Exactly.
So I don't know if the money makes up for.
We can call it hazard pay.
Yeah, it's just that, the last week I missed dinner with friends. I walked off the golf course. I missed, it
Right.
just sucks.
It's
Yeah,
unexpected.
yeah. And that's, I gave you those numbers because you've got to make that decision. And it's not the speaking, and while we're talking about that, I have a real fear. I want to leave, but I have a real, and I'm going to, but I have a real fear of the process forward. That the writing can't. I have enough crazy people to think that's technical. But people that in front of me, that's, well, I could do a better job as judge, and if they wrote their name in, they could be your next judge. I don't like.
No,
But aren't we past the point of no return? It's gonna be the right
It's
candidate.
going to be a right, so I think what you need to do, then. If people said write in my name, you can write in my name, I would resign. As soon as I took the oath to the point of view.
I was gonna say, we do a unofficial writing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna keep quiet about that, I did talk.
Yeah.
And then if it took, you were saying maybe.
We're being recorded again.
Oh, all right. Are we live?
We're live.
Does
Seriously disappeared.
anybody watch?
I don't know how to tell.
I talked to Mary, and she said. And I wanna get out, and if it takes then, I know there are some people that might come on in 6 months, 2 months, and 1 month, but then I do what needs to be done, I want it to be smooth. I gotta get out. Can't.
Yes.
can't.
We don't
You know
want
what,
you,
if you
not that
want-
we don't want you to stay, I really want you to just enjoy retirement.
Well, it's,
We
but you need- yeah, I'm not gonna get loaded. So if you wanna tell your Democratic committee people, Republican committee, well, then, yeah, I would say no. And what I haven't taken my re-upping courses, well, I haven't won yet, but I'll mention.
okay,
And that's what I would do. I know you, and whoever the next supervisor is, would have to dig up. I had some talks with people. I know this person might be interested in 6 or 8 months. Yeah, so if I want them to go, if I don't want them.
Okay.
let me. DIETRICH,
I
Okay,
am
great.
rich.
all right,
Anyways.
okay.
He was a former student. Believe that? How young I look. You believe it? Emily?
Not.
And I can tell you a story. Emily.
Are you, Emily looks older?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
They're good. Her vote.
So that's. And, I guess those are the 3 things I wanted to talk. Oh, no, one other long-term thing. So. We did pretty well, Jen did pretty well and got all the records. Destroyed. We did our due diligence. The guy that we talked to who did the records, said Flint State that it, Twin State?
Yeah.
Yes.
Twin State will sign off on, Twin State has a double bind system or whatever it is, a double system. We called Twin State, I was there on that conversation. Yes, we have what you need in order to go for the grant. And now that it's done, we're trying to get a signature from
And
them.
I know
And they won't do it.
they won't
Yeah,
give
she
them,
told me.
They won't do it, and they, I don't know why, but they won't.
as if they won't give you a certification for a secure backup.
Correct.
It's
And it-
for the cloud.
Yeah, and some of it's linguistics, because the OCA wants the certification language to include all the things that we can't do. If we have a sealed file, we don't give it, blah, blah. So they're saying, so they want to sign off that we have a sealed file, we won't give it to them. And they're a little bit, and we suggest, as directed, we keep the data secure and not disseminated, us directed to do so by the town of North Dakota, which I think covered. They still won't sign.
Then I know I offered to let Jen call Janito. In case he had another service organization that could give you that certification.
And Jen talked to OCA, and there is a group out there that will do it. Does
Okay.
it for every other court. We also at the same time talked to OCA, and they're ready to strangle Twin State. Because they've done that not only with us, but with a couple others. Good news is, I think, is my recollection, and we believe that the court is a separate line item for Twin State, that we are, because we were on our own system.
We were.
So you could just move our, that was a security thing, so you could just move our system to a new people. In the meantime, Secure Sam wants us to take 76 boxes back. He said no. We
Well, who
don't-
do I need to call?
Well, you have a room up there now, right, pretty much.
No,
Not yet. Is it still full of stuff?
Oh, you mean
Archive room?
Yeah,
It's pretty full.
it's on the second floor?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean,
I mean, we got rid of 100 and some, we got rid of a lot of stuff.
yeah. Oh, can we fit 76 back in there? Sure.
One, we're gonna tell them no. As far as they call, we can't.
Right. Okay,
So that's something that you're gonna have to consider. I actually think that could be a saving item. I always stick with them.
oh my God.
Well, and the troubles that we've had with Twin State, remember Adrian's computer thing,
Yeah.
and I mean. And every time we say, let's get rid of Twin State, and we never get rid of Twin State.
I mean, I remember Twin State
They replace them.
20 years ago, they were a great company, used to deal with nowadays.
Anyways, we got problems with them, and that's gonna have to, and that's a budget item because you gotta pay for it, but I actually think so.
Maybe after the first of the year. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Options are,
And Jen has some information. She's-
Jen came up with me about that. I wouldn't.
She doesn't trust
So.
them.
But you're pretty sure that the court can be peeled off Twin State.
I'm pretty sure about, I don't know IT. But yes, I know we're a separate system. So we were a separate license. We should be a separate.
That I do not.
remind me, Dean, where you're at with an application for a grant for something versus what we might do if a grant doesn't come through,
Yes,
just so you're covered.
yes, that's a resolution that you have, I think, and it basically says, I okay the town of North Alva Court, look. And they maximize the amount, the maximum, I think gave you.
Yeah.
The maximum,
Why do I think we did that?
it's gotta be done pretty quickly,
I thought we did it last meeting.
I thought it was done, okay?
Yeah, I think we did it. Okay,
Sounds vaguely familiar.
all right,
And basically, it's,
Not clicking here.
yeah, you authorize us to do a grant, the maximum amount, do it, but,
Not familiar.
and then. Yeah, we have no liability, grants 100%, no match, if we don't use the match, we don't, I think we have. What we're gonna do is the items that we're talking about,
Like, she's already trying to get,
yeah,
yeah,
but we do have a $3,000 line item in here.
right,
That doesn't come.
good.
but we should be okay. I thought that was done last.
I think I did it in September.
There's a deadline that's pretty quick.
It's probably what you read and you said.
I think that's the name.
Okay, before Dean leaves, do we wanna give input on projected movement, because, you know, he won't be in front of us again as far as, salaries.
I was gonna, what it was,
I'm not sure it's 16 or 17.
I think about, yeah, I don't know.
yeah, 15.
It goes to marriage. And we use it for
Municipal
vacation,
court.
I'm gonna miss that.
Good man.
15.
Personnel.
For next year.
Good. Take home about one.
Oh, okay.
And the law is you have to pay both judges the same. You can't-
So it's on, it's lines 9 and 10
Right.
on that spreadsheet. 6.
I did have one person call, was interested in the job. Say, does it pay more than 40,000?
No.
Well, yes, it depends how long you do it for.
Not really. What period of time are you talking?
I mean, if they're talking about a 4-year term, absolutely.
There you go.
That's
There
it.
you go. Well, it's
Okay,
not an not insignificant. amount. What do you guys think?
Yeah. But, well, if we go to 20, it's 20.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it worked, I was retirement.
do we wanna propose something just as we move through the budget to move to 18?
The Dean thing.
I think you gotta boost it some.
What's, I mean,
Well,
throw something on me.
I don't think you're gonna get up to tie. I think Eric's goal of getting to 20 in a couple of years is good. Depending on I don't know what your budget constraints are, but within 2 years, you do it 3 years, you do whatever you want, but I think you wanna get to 20.
If we did, it doesn't, that's the point.
We're not
I can
as-
see that.
And that's fair in that we're not quite as busy as Ty, but we're busier than anybody else.
You're saying, would it be reasonable to say if we got to 20 in 3 years? You think that would do it?
Yeah. In 3 years, you might want it to be 21, because in 3 years, 20 will be 21. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yes, be at 21 in 3 years.
You wanna propose bumping to 18 then, so we split the
So
difference?
just to be clear, you gotta
I think if we do it,
Do it to full.
gotta do the vote.
yeah, so I'd say, I'm just doing a rough math, I'd say 17 and then 19, 21. Makes sense?
It does to me, and I'm in a good, I feel more comfortable talking about this now than I ever have, because I'm the lane done, and so, but yes, I think the job is worth it. It might, I think if you say you're making 14, 15, and you say 20, just sounds, that people are looking.
Oh, yeah, so I say this should propose then 17
Yeah.
for this year.
You got that, Amy?
And that's,
All right,
and it wouldn't be a bad thing, you know, we could get a justice, we're gonna get a writing. Fund the moment, if anybody's interested, I mean, it all kind of fits together, and trying to get somebody that's interested in doing it.
See, now, if you, the writing,
Oh, now I'm gonna stay.
if these other people, well, Mary's gonna look at that debt and go, this much more, we could go on
Well-
a vacation, Dean, you're staying.
But here's the beauty of it, we're now at the point where we have to take from our area, 73. So it's gonna be a wash, like again, we're gonna have to take, the kids aren't gonna see anything, but it's everything.
So if you normally donate 10, you could donate from those days, because that makes a difference.
Well, there's that, and we. The other thing I haven't talked to you about, so I have no idea what in terms of the retirement, yeah, but it. I mean, about it, but stuff in for 20
Oh, you've
years,
been,
into retirement,
you've been a judge? I didn't realize it'd been that long.
21 years.
Yeah, but it was like it was minor because it was only like 10,000.
Plus, they only give you 1 year, I have to work 3 years to get
Yeah.
1 year of service
Yeah,
because it's part time. But I'm still, some of that money is still mine.
100%.
Yeah.
So I should, I would
Not
think,
it's not like
I
your
don't know how
school
to get that
retirement
back.
or
I
something.
don't, I'm not expecting anything else, but I
Yeah.
the money that I put in, I.
of course.
Back. I don't know how that works.
Give me a
And to
minute.
put.
All right.
Yeah. I will allow it.
Yeah, 17.
I mean, not
I know, just that.
right?
No,
I mean,
December
it's
30th.
very good. It's, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not.
And this should have been like a scale.
Oh, yeah.
I've only been here a month.
I got you.
I had to do this while I was doing everything else, so,
Good month so far,
yeah.
it's a nice group of people. Anything else I can do for you?
I don't think there's anything else to cover.
Call away, I'll come and see you again, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure's all ours.
All right.
Yeah, you served us well.
Did you hear the fire inspection passed? Over St. Agnes?
Oh.
So they can-
Oh, good. What? Must have been just recently.
Yes,
For the,
Okay.
the childcare initiative.
Yeah.
For the birth initiative.
Oh, I was like, I see them dropping kids on there every day on my way.
they had to get the new construction up and running.
That's good news.
That is-
Yeah,
And I don't know, they're on it now, but I would read it.
two kids.
Congratulations.
Got a beer ready to try.
What's that?
Southern Tier. Pumpkin.
Oh, pumpkin, you know what?
You don't like pumpkin?
You know what pumpkin beer is good for? You open it up and you pour it down.
No. Like, but.
Do you have a minute?
But the combo comes through.
Okay, then. So, X and Hops.
Yeah.
Said to sell their wort. Then you could buy 5 gallons of wort for $5. Nothing in it. And
Right.
then they gave, you went and picked up the wort and you did what you wanted to. Added your own flavoring, your own hops, whatever you wanted to do. Then we had a tasting. Where, Stu Bear did 3 different things.
Yeah.
Just outstanding.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do was do nothing. I found some Quebec yeast that's good for 100 degrees. And I poured the Quebec yeast in, I put some dry hops in there, I set it on the back porch, it went from 105 to 55, just kept going back. It came out pretty darn good.
Okay.
I call it case of rye. Case of brewed. I brought her up there and nobody threw it away, so I think we did okay. And Stu Baird had, this is the specific gravity, and
Oh, yeah.
and this is what I did with the hop. Well, I put it on the back porch and let it sit.
How many days?
26. It actually bubbled over once and turned green, and then it settled down and became severe. It didn't turn out that badly.
Okay, no, try it. It's, Chopper's got it.
Price chop.
Chopper.
Oh,
Yeah, Southern. And it's got vanilla in there too.
you go to Keysville,
I've had people pick stuff up for me there. I've never been in.
the back room with the back room is all that German beer.
Okay,
Horscheider, Bitburg Breweries in there.
okay.
Really good.
I keep, every time I get off the Northway, I see the sign and
Oh,
I want to
worth
do this. I
It's
wanna
worth
do
it.
this.
It's worth it.
Okay.
It's much better than Keenan. About
Oh,
230.
Keen is, I'm not big. I make a better fusion with Keen. Oh,
Yeah,
Have you ever have the Dogfish Head 120?
yes, that's good.
They redid it
Oh,
because Boston Beer, of course, bought Dogfish Head
okay.
about a year and a half ago. Because the 120 used to be, they couldn't keep it consistent.
You drink
It was 18 plus the
Yeah,
lens.
yeah.
And you find
I
out the
didn't-
batch number and do
I
that.
mostly drink
Now it's 15 and a half. And it tastes pretty much the same, but he ordered me some, he's got some over there.
Oh,
Dogfish Head
All right.
120.
all right. Oh, wow.
Okay.
See, I can do more of that.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You have a good day.
Alright, so. Suggestion. That was short.
Yeah.
Oh, like none of it, anyway. We, like, I just wrote this note.
Bottom, if. Want to add to the bottom of your,
Hey, what was I
the
saying?
pay raise thing? For each judge,
I thought we'd get an update tomorrow, next week.
but y'all can write it down, for now it's 1823. For each one.
What's that? 1823?
1823 and 2 cents for each one.
And then, we can put a placeholder in for Jen.
Yeah, you gotta research that.
Yeah, because I, that's what
That's fine, I'll get that from Mindy tomorrow, that's.
And I actually think it's gonna be a little bit shocked. Cause the village pays a lot.
And it was their mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake. They thought. They made a mistake, they asked a question about how much we paid Jennifer, and I don't remember where the miscommunication came from. Then, do you remember this though?
Yes, yes,
And,
believe it or not.
yeah, and they somehow did Victoria for the $2 should have. Like, catch up. We have one more today?
No.
We want to get out of where we are.
Oh.
Just talk about,
Do you wanna?
where do you want to go?
I don't know, we can go, to payroll, we can go to some of these little ones that no one will come in for.
Me, here. Back.
Some of the basic things,
I thought it was just signing.
you know.
Do we wanna talk just 5 minutes about questions that we'll have to answer at the end of budget, for instance? The Heaney doesn't come back here to finish the front. In our budget was allocated 110,000. 100,
And that is not in this
that's right. So that's my question.
In the 25 budget?
We put 100 grand.
That has been spent.
And- No, they were supposed to come in August.
Yeah. I don't remember
They
seeing-
lost a foreman, so we didn't wanna send a newbie up here to do this steel work over the windows. But there was a chance he was still gonna come, I'm waiting to hear that. But the point is, during the course of the year, with him not getting here, he had to send a cost increase as well, so our $100,000 in our budget is really only toward 134. I don't know what it will be next year. Whether we allocate it or leave things alone, the degree of deflection and stuff in those windows is very little, but it's still evident. That's why I wanted to finish that before we worked with the village for replacement windows. Just gonna have to be a board decision how much we can tackle, but that's something to consider before we finalize the budget.
So we have 100 rolling over.
Yeah.
Budgeting, what would be the increase?
Yeah,
I have a time sensitive question, because I'm just thinking back to other budget cycles. One, a public notice about, breaking the tax cap, even if we don't think we're gonna break the tax cap, so we have that flexibility.
right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
There is a
I
date.
don't know when, I don't know how far in advance that public notice has to go out.
I think we should wait till, even if we don't. It just creates a book.
Yes, but Kelly always had us do it because you can't ever predict. And so we always just did it so that we had that flexibility. We got to the end, we're like, oh, we have to do this, we cannot possibly make this work without breaking the tax cap.
We do it at the October meeting last year.
I don't know, that's why if Amy can look that up, and maybe Lori might. Or if,
You remember the people that came?
yeah, believe me, do you remember when I think I got really mad because they started talking about the village fence? And I was like, seriously, you're gonna nitpick over a village? And I was like, first off, talk to the village about the goddamn fence.
So Emily doubles as our public.
Cause she learned. Talk to the hand.
Oh, that was so really,
Here you go.
really bad. Yes. Yeah.
But as, it's necessary, but it does,
Freelancer.
Yeah.
it does signal to the community, hey, what's going on? Because even if we're thinking about it, then it's a little bit more.
The later we, yeah, the later we, better.
And that's what I was trying to.
Yeah, so
So I don't
the
think we have
later
to-
we noticed, the better, at that meeting, so they didn't care, so wanted to say all these complaints about stuff that we had nothing to do with our budget. We were saying to them, we're not breaking the tax cap, so, you know, like,
I can get the answer from the county.
right, I was gonna say,
Okay, I can find the answer.
but I would suggest that if we know we're not gonna break the tax cap, we shouldn't even open the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, cares if they're here? Be like, we're not opening the, we're not opening the tax caps,
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, I think people should have an opportunity. Well, I know I am your schedule, but I was just saying.
Jason, do you not wanna know, I know, that was like. Unbelievable.
Square place.
That fence over there. How much did that cost?
Did you? Was Beanie here in the last couple of weeks to talk to you?
In the last month,
Okay, because within the last 10 days, there was.
Lupini,
Yes.
usually he calls me, you know what that tells me then? Maybe he hired another foreman and they came by to look at the
Could
crop.
be, yeah, because I had never seen one truck before.
Yeah,
I just never noticed one. And I'm going by and it's a white pickup.
I was hoping to
Yeah, it
get
was-
Matt back, Matt's the one that did
Okay.
each side.
Yeah, so there was a truck within the last 10 days.
Okay,
My second time sensitive question is that we have to publish the salaries of all elected officials. And they cannot be changed after they're published.
So we'll give ourselves a 20% raise before.
And which means that we have to decide on Kenny
yeah,
Right.
before it's published. And I don't know the date when it has to be published. I don't know any of these things, just that they have to be published. And so it's the town justices, Kenny, Lori, and the five of us.
Right.
and we can't answer Lori till we have that discussion, and I don't know, if that's something we wanna start today. Without Rick, that's gonna be hard,
Go. the Rick.
yeah,
Back,
on Tuesday, he's just not sure whether he'll get back in time to the airport to make our town. Louisiana to see his daughter. I think he's cramming in all the visits before he assumes.
I was thinking about that the other day, all the time, vacations and everything.
Yeah. Okay, any other, you got little things you wanna go over?
well, I have one question. So now that we have an HR department,
Yep,
we want to pull that HR person of where their salary is sitting now and give them their own. Right now, their salary is sitting in parks.
well, it's,
Can you divide?
Well, it is divided when it's paid, that's where it's sitting, because that's where the board gets charged. And the requested expenditures are sitting in finance, in the budget office.
okay, so she wears like 4 different hats.
But I think it would be good to the number on what spending on each.
Basically, when we added to what she was already making, I believe $8,000. Because
If we take that, we do that.
My question is just, do you want me to create a new department
Yeah.
or
By the way,
a new
yeah,
HR?
yeah.
department?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
And as far as the allocation, can't tell you what's fair, because if we go to March and April, she's pulling her hair out, trying to find lifeguards before the kids get out of college. Then it's youth, Camp Placid. HR is one of those undefined amount of time things.
well, but I mean, HR's going to be an indirect cost anyway, because it
Yeah,
does encompass all departments,
so we're gonna need your advice on that.
so. I mean, budget wise, I probably would put it in its own
Makes sense.
spot, I mean, we
It
can-
should be a part, I mean, that's her, part of her position is HR, it doesn't belong.
Right,
I think it,
Part district.
I think it would be good to go in some sort of codified way, and I would just say, hopefully Adrian's here. But if not, we bring someone in, at least we know what the formula is. and what the
so it'd be in your
Get that.
department, Amy,
Please.
HR would be under you.
Well, I think it's its own